From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Supporters and opponents of recreational marijuana in Yellowstone County square off over the weekend. What each side saying just ahead.
I'm Joe St. George in Washington. Going to the store these days is expensive. Every American knows that. But could ending some Chinese tariffs make a real difference when it comes to inflation? We explore the topic in depth next.
6:30 on this Monday. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. Just a quick shout out to our management team that decided to pull up the carpet in the front lobby and make it all the laminate flooring. Much better to roller skate on. Made it down the hall. So again, thanks to Dame Renee Madamo joining us this morning from the Gallatin Roller Girls.
Yeah, that's good
So
stuff.
much fun.
It looks like we are setting the stage for a very interesting week of weather.
You're just not happy unless you get to do it all.
Trust me, if it didn't, as long as it doesn't involve shoveling my driveway, I'm probably okay with that. 20s and 30s this morning. The afternoon will become a little more on the windy side. We'll see the clouds trying to roll through the area. And by the evening, winter weather advisories for Gallatin, Madison, and Beaverhead County above 6,000 feet as we see batches of very heavy moisture trying to work back in. Daytime high should be near 60 for today, but along with that, stronger winds gusting between 20 and 30 miles an hour. We'll, of course, break down your forecast, our chances of snow, an up and down forecast. We got it all. We'll talk about it coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Matt. 6:31, our top story this half hour, some sad news to report. 2 people are dead after a plane crash in Flathead County on Saturday. Around 9 o'clock in the morning Saturday, Flathead County Sheriff's Office responded to a report from residents in the Church Drive, West Valley Drive area about a small airplane crash. Flathead County Sheriff Brian Hino confirmed the information to MTN News, saying that upon arrival, they found 1 man and 1 woman dead. National Transportation Safety Board taking over the investigation into that crash. Other statewide headlines: voters in 14 Montana counties, or about half the state's population, will get to decide questions about marijuana in their counties. In the 12 counties in blue, voters will decide whether or not to have a local marijuana tax. In the Salmon County, Granite County, voters will decide whether or not to ban adult use sales. Lastly, the Stripe County, Yellowstone County, whether or not to ban all license types for adult use. That's the question. Now, this weekend, a rally held in Yellowstone County in support of marijuana. MTN's Alina Howder was there and has reaction from both sides.
Marijuana is legal in Yellowstone County, but in June, voters will have to decide whether to reconsider that decision. Pot supporters gathered on the courthouse lawn Saturday, hoping to resend a message.
Passions were high at the Yellowstone County Courthouse as marijuana supporters rallied to vote against overturning recreational marijuana.
Over the last 2 months, the county and city have collected over $250,000 in cannabis tax.
Better for Montana, a ballot issue committee determined to end marijuana prohibition, hosted speakers in an effort to keep recreational marijuana legal in the county. Among those speakers was Montana State Representative Jessica Karjala, who's represented District 48 since 2015.
The passage of I-190 to legalize adult recreational marijuana was overwhelmingly the big winner on the 2020 ballot.
The issue of legalizing recreational marijuana in Yellowstone County passed last November with 50.7% for it and 49.3% against. County commissioners will ask voters again whether recreational pot should be allowed in the county on June 7th.
The fact that we have this event today is quite unfortunate and frustrating, and yet I know we will overcome yet again.
Montana Initiative 190 legalizes the possession and use of marijuana for anyone 21 years and older across the state. Many speakers focused on how the industry has created jobs for Yellowstone County residents, as well as the tax revenue that recreational marijuana brings. An estimated 600 county residents work in the industry.
Number 2, it's a big moneymaker. And number 3, jobs, jobs, jobs.
Putting this up for a revote not only threatens their well-being and these small businesses, but it also threatens the average community in that there's going to be lost tax revenue.
However, those opposed aren't buying it. Steve Zabawa is the founder of Safe Montana, a coalition against recreational marijuana in Montana.
Do we want drug pushers on our corners? You know, they're just in it for the money. There's nothing good about recreational marijuana from a health standpoint.
Steve is concerned with how the use of marijuana has increased since it's been legalized, as well as just how much money the industry actually does bring in.
In March, they brought in $54,000 into Yellowstone County. So how they stretch it from $54,000 to $10 million on their sign is, you know, that's their pitch That's the only thing that they can say.
Both sides agree on one thing, however. Go out and vote. In Billings, Alina Howder, MTN News.
Well, we aren't breaking any news by telling you inflation is bad right now. Groceries and gasoline all continue to be much higher than they were last year, with no real end in sight. So what tools do lawmakers still have in their toolbox to provide some relief? Our Joe St. George looks at a way the Biden administration may take action.
Things are expensive nowadays, aren't they? To demonstrate that, I could show you graphs or fancy numbers, or I could just open my fridge. Poultry's up 14% from last year. Dairy, 7%. But you're not interested in another person on television telling you things are expensive. You're interested in solutions, and one idea some lawmakers have involves China. We haven't heard a lot about China recently. The Olympics are over, and in the world of international politics, Russia and Ukraine are dominating the news. But I have two words for you: Chinese tariffs. It may sound boring, but could changing them make things cheaper? It's certainly a discussion happening in Washington this week.
A tariff is just another word for a tax.
Because I'm not an international trade expert, I wanted to do a quick video chat with Doug Redeker, who has served everywhere from the World Economic Forum to the International Monetary Fund. He says former President Trump enacted tariffs on China before leaving office as a means of penalizing the country for poor economic practices. Those tariffs were meant to make China pay more and change their ways. Redeker says for the most part, China has not evolved, with the costs ultimately being passed on to you.
The tariffs didn't actually hurt China as much as it hurt American consumers.
Now, Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen, as well as other top officials, have discussed the possibility of rolling back those tariffs as a way to help make your trip to Walmart or another store cheaper. Redeker says it might help.
Obviously, if you remove a tariff, the price will go down. Almost everything that you would find in your local Walmart or other shopping store, if it's manufactured in China or has components from China, it was probably on a list that was subject to tariffs.
Under current law, President Biden could change these tariffs on his own. Congress could also take action, but as we begin a new week, there remains some opposition to the move. There are concerns China would view this as a win if the tariffs go away without consequences, with former President Trump's top trade advisor, Robert Lighthizer, recently writing, "Inflation today is highest in the fuel, food, used cars, and some services sectors. None of these is imported from China." In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
In other news this morning, if you've picked up a tabloid recently or been following the very public court battle between Johnny Depp and ex-wife Amber Heard, you might feel like divorce is only becoming more prevalent. But as Dan Grossman tells us, that might not be the case.
So here's our team here behind the scenes. This is Jill. I have the hanger for you, so go ahead and hang everything up.
New beginnings can be received with nervous excitement.
They're good.
On one hand, they offer people like Jill's story a chance at renewed hope, which is why she's here at Ali Ciarto's photo studio.
It's fun because I just have to pick. They do all the work.
But on the other hand, they offer a reminder of how fragile that hope can sometimes feel.
During the whole process, while we were married, I found out that my husband was online dating.
All right, come on over.
Jill is part of a demographic that has seen a rise in divorces over the last few decades, even when the overall divorce rate has fallen to a record low. According to the Pew Research Center, over the last 25 years, divorces among 25 to 39-year-olds have fallen by 21%, but they have risen 14% in those ages 40 to 49 and 109% in those 50 and older.
Yep, that's perfect. Okay, right there.
It takes an understandably emotional toll on both partners, but it takes a particularly heavy financial toll on women who oftentimes find themselves the victims of abuse. According to studies by the National Institutes of Health, women experienced a 45% decline in their overall standard of living post-divorce, while men's dropped by 21%. Not only that, but 20% of divorced women 65 and older live in poverty and are less financially secure than married or widowed adults.
I felt a component of shame because I was a professional woman. I have a master's degree in education and I have a law degree. And something like that shouldn't happen to somebody like me.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you've got a really good smile.
It's what makes this more than just a photo shoot, but a reclamation of Jill's power as an individual and as a divorcee.
The stigma that I found is, well, there must be something wrong with you. You don't believe in marriage. You don't believe in family. You gave up, something like that. And so it was about empowerment and strength and setting a boundary.
I really like that.
These photos will be used when Jill steps back into the dating scene for the first time since her divorce. A snapshot of the woman she is today and the hope her new beginning carries with it. I'm Dan Grossman.
All right, 6:40, time for a break here on Montana This Morning. When